on Facebook. They're stupid catch me outside memes. They're pickle Rick memes. Man, fuck Normie! When I die, bury me inside a Gucci coffin. Make hits all day and there ain't no stopping. Jay kill Josh A. Make tracks too often. I don't need a gold chain cause we're too damn awesome. When I die, bury me inside a Gucci coffin. Make hits all day and there ain't no stopping. Jay
Lieutenant, welcome back. Did you find my data drive? Thanks. I guess you're not just a company stooge after all. This should give us some clues. It contains pretty much every communication and piece of data that went through Aurora.
How did you get that kind of information?
I didn't become an award-winning journalist by only accessing the servers I'm allowed to access.
I know it's against the rules, but having it all in one place is handy.
Exactly. Plus, I already know some of the more interesting tidbits on there. What do you want to know?
Let's start with the obvious. What do you have on Eclipse?
Well, they did send an official message to Everidge 2 days before the attacks.
What do they say?
Same thing they said every week. Same thing every scientist, architect, and specialist has been trying to say to Everidge for months. Hey, this planet is filled with alien stuff we don't understand. Can we please have more time to study it properly? And sure enough, 1 day later, the standard Everidge reply. We need to stay on schedule and build this colony. Just hurry up and finish what you're doing. Leave no corner uncut. Apart from that, though, not any unusual activity that I can see. I'll keep checking.
All right, I'm going to get some rest, but let me know if you find anything. Thank you, 73. I'll see you in the morning. Jay? Come in.
Whoa, Nora, is that you? Oh, you're coming in a lot clearer.
We've shut down the jamming. We can talk as long as we want.
Oh, thank God. You mind filling me in what the heck is happening here? I only caught snatches before.
It's a long story. Are you somewhere safe?
Yeah, I've set up camp in the forest.
See, it's a good thing you're the one stuck out in the woods overnight. You handle camping way better than I do.
Oh, come on. You only set the tent on fire one time.
All right. Where do I start? So that's what we know so far. Eclipse seem to be the ringleaders, but who knows what other outpost are in on it.
Jeez, good to know before I walked into their camp. I was heading straight for them. The obelisks were the only landmark I had.
You should be able to use them to reorient towards Nova in the morning.
Okay, I will. Sorry. It's been a long day. Anything else?
Where are you at the moment? I know you're near the obelisk.
I found a nice spot in the forest. Maybe a click and a half south. Way out of the way so I wouldn't bump into any patrols. You should see this, Nora. There's all these glowing brambles all over the place. I didn't even need a fire to see. And these trees, they're just towering overhead with the stars peeking through. Man, this place, this planet is beautiful.
It sounds kind of like camping back in Haida Gwaii. Well, except all the glowing alien plant life.
Yeah, now that you mention it.
Remember when we used to kayak to the middle of nowhere and camp on the coast? We'd watch the sun go down and the stars come out, all framed with these old trees that had been there since forever.
I miss that.
Now things are calm. I'm thinking about Mike.
Yeah, me too. It's funny, even after all the firefights we've been in, you never really think this job will kill you.
I never thought someone would die under my command.
There was nothing you could do, Nora. I just wish that wasn't our last memory of him.
You know what I'm always going to remember about him? San Diego. 150 protesters at the factory gates, not dispersing, not listening to instructions. I had HQ in my ear, giving permission to fire. When Mike's like, before we do that, give me the mic. Let me try something.
Where the hell did he learn to sing like that?
I don't know. I still can't believe it worked. Kept the crowd riveted until backup arrived.
I wish all our missions had gone that smoothly. Rest easy, Mike. A lot of people gonna miss you.
How are you coping, Jay? You're not usually this...
Scared?
whiny. No, seriously, you've been... weird. I've never heard you sound so... exhausted and demoralized.
I'm sorry, I don't know what's wrong with me. It's not like we haven't had hard missions before. Maybe it's the crash. Maybe it's Mike. Anyway, I'll be fine. I feel better now. More importantly, what about you?
Me?
Oh, come on, Nora. This is me asking. Honest talk. How are you holding up?
Honestly, I'm tired too. I've been going non-stop since I landed. The outpost commander can't spare anyone, so she has me doing all the recon. I don't know what to do, Jay. Things keep getting bigger and weirder. There's all these people, and I want to keep them safe, but I don't even know from what.
Hey, you can't take it all on yourself, Nora. All you can do is protect them the best you can.
You're right. I forgot how good it is to have someone reminding me.
Hey, no problem. You're so busy worrying about everyone else, someone has to worry about you.
Why do you think I keep you around, dummy?
My pretty looks.
Get some sleep, Jay. We'll see what we can do tomorrow to get you to Nova Outpost.
I wouldn't mind staying here.
What?
Oh, sorry. I mean, on this planet. I can see why people would want to settle here. It'd be nice to stay here permanently.
It is beautiful, but I don't know. I'd miss Earth. Earth is home, right?
Yeah, I guess it is. Good night, Nora. See you tomorrow.
Good night, Jay. Take care of yourself.
Good morning, Lieutenant Harwood.
Morning. Sleep well?
Eventually. Any updates?
So, my comms team and I stayed up all night trying to scrub through all the backlogged comm traffic, and we think we have a lead. Most of the comm traffic from the other outposts is dated weeks ago, around the first Eclipse attacks, and is just general distress calls. The one exception is Nebula Outpost in the southern desert biome. They're the furthest from Eclipse, so I had some hopes they'd be okay. They sent 2 messages. The first was the same distress call as everyone else. The second one was only 4 days ago, and it was for Nova specifically.
Why? What did it say?
Nova Outpost, this is Nebula. Please respond. If you receive this and you're still fighting, we can help each other. I have vital information that I can't trust to open channels. Eclipse may be monitoring. If you get this, we must speak directly. Please.
Have you tried to contact their outpost?
Yes, and no one's responded, but
you want me to go check it out.
this message is pretty recent. There may still be survivors who can't respond for some reason.
And if not, the information is likely to be on their computer systems. So, even if everyone is dead, it is not a total loss.
I wouldn't have put it that way, but she has a point.
She usually does.
Get ready. It's a long trip. I've already uploaded the coordinates.
Lieutenant, you read me?
Loud and clear. Anything I should know about what I'm getting into?
Nebula was primarily a scientific outpost. Its chief tasks were scanning for electromagnetic fields and performing geological surveys.
Right. What the robot said. You've got the coordinates. If you meet Dr. Palchenko, tell them I sent you. They'll trust me. Or at least they should.
What the hell? More Eclipse?
They came a considerable distance to reach it.
What's going on?
Can't talk right now. Why would Eclipse come all the way out here?
A desire for more violence?
Gotta be that message. Maybe they figured they could take our people out when we investigated.
Either that, or they want to make sure we don't find out what it's about.
Lieutenant, I regret to inform you that I am experiencing malfunction.
73, what happened? Did you take a hit?
Worse, I got sand in my casing. It's extremely unpleasant. Incoming hostiles.
Alright, anything else Eclipse wants to throw at us? Okay, I brought that on myself.
Lieutenant, recommend we maneuver to avoid or block line of sight on the gunship while finding safe route onwards to the outpost. Staying still and hoping the problem goes away is a Lieutenant, recommend we maneuver to avoid or block line of sight on the gunship while finding safe route onwards to the outpost. Staying still and hoping the problem goes away is a common human response to stress. Lieutenant, recommend we maneuver to avoid or block line of sight on the gunship while finding safe route onwards to the outpost. Staying still and hoping the problem goes away is a common human response to stress. Lieutenant, recommend we maneuver to avoid or block line of sight on the gunship while finding safe route onwards to the outpost. Staying still and hoping the problem goes away is a common human response to stress. Lieutenant, recommend we maneuver to avoid or block line of sight on the gunship while finding safe route onwards to the outpost. Staying still and hoping the problem goes away is a common human response to stress. No signs of pursuit. It appears we are in the clear.
Still, let's get a bit of distance between us and that thing.
Nora, are you there?
Jay, I read you. What's your status? How close are you to Nova Outpost?
Nora, I'm sorry.
What?
You've always been the strong one. The one who gets things done. The one who keeps going.
Jay, what are you...
But I get it now. It's time for me to be the strong one. To be a soldier. It's time for me to fight. To save the innocent. To protect them. To make sure they survive.
Jay, what's wrong? You don't sound great.
I didn't sleep last night. At least, I don't think so.
You're en route to Nova, right? What's your ETA? Jay?
I read you. I'm just under 2 kilometers away from the base of the obelisks.
The obelisk? Jay, that's Eclipse territory. What are you doing?
Like I said, I'm fighting for them, for the children, for the future.
You can't take them all on alone. We need to regroup at Nova and figure out a plan.
It's okay, Nora. I've got this. Jay out.
Jay! Jay! What the hell was wrong with him?
Uncertain. He did not appear to be performing to usual standards.
That's an understatement. More Eclipse drones.
Negative. My scans indicate these are Nebula issue drones. Hypothesis. If Nebula engaged defensive personnel, their drones may be attacking any unknown or unauthorized personnel.
Lieutenant.
Mr. Morgan, what are you doing on this call?
He barged into comms a few minutes ago. Turns out he has some important info he got off of that classified database of his.
It is important. According to that database, there's a small archaeological team working in the desert where you are right now.
Query. Significance?
All the attacks so far have been on outposts or major installations. This was a tiny team out in the field in the middle of nowhere, almost unknown to everyone.
So Eclipse might have missed them. They might be still alive.
Go check it out if you have time. But don't forget your mission.
No sign of survivors, and all the consoles and computers have been deliberately smashed.
How rude.
So Eclipse destroyed everything? All the work these people did.
I have a suspicion a particularly diligent tech drone could recover some data.
Ah, smug mode. Recommend finding console remains for me to interface with. Downloading data. Basis for Sidiri translation discovered. The team uncovered a stone tablet with both Sidiri text and simple pictographs of natural objects. Sun, moon, water, tree, and so on. Once linguists were able to make connections between specific concepts and words, they could begin extrapolating further.
Okay, but how did they extrapolate the name Sidiri? Seems a long way to go from sun and moon to that.
They have reports on how they reached that particular name. I would be happy to explain their thought process. I would need several hours, a slide projector, and a primer on semiotics, phonemes, and logographic writing systems.
Never mind then.
The team's translations provided new context for these rings. They may have actually been military installments instead of religious structures.
And why did they think that?
The repetition of the Sidiri word for kill on the surface of the rings may be a clue.
I think I liked these Sidiri guys better when we couldn't understand them.
This is where the team was able to translate their first full sentence in Sidiri.
What does it say?
Well, of course, the translation may not be accurate. The archaeologists note that some of the nuance is lost, and of course,
73. What does it say?
they believe it says, "Bad planet, stay away."
We've completed our sweep. No survivors.
At least we recovered all their work for posterity.
It's too bad Eclipse gets to profit off it too. I bet they're all camped around their big old obelisk, translating everything and passing it along to their bosses back home.
That would be difficult, as the translation data would not work for their use. The obelisks are not Sidiri.
Come again.
It was covered in the team's reports. These Sidiri structures are 4,000 years old, but the obelisks predate them by almost double that.
Same race, different time periods?
They considered that theory, but their languages, art, and architecture are completely unrelated to each other.
So, what are you saying? There were two different groups of aliens on this planet? That is exactly what you're saying, isn't it?
So the Sidiri came along later, but why? What the hell happened to them?
And if they didn't build the obelisks, who did?
Let's go. I think I've had enough of this place.
attempting to access controls.
73?
That was mildly unpleasant. This force field was activated by Nebula security codes shortly after Eclipse attacks began.
Wait, so that would mean...
It is probable that the field was put up by Nebula survivors to protect against Eclipse attacks.
So they might be still alive and safe. Is there any way we can get through?
I am not equipped to bypass this level of security lockout. However, the Nebula drones are authorized to access this system. If I had some of their parts, I could create a spoof ID and gain access.
And how do we get these drone parts?
Blow up some drones and pick up their pieces.
Simple, yet effective. I like it.
There's one. Please try not to blow it into too many pieces. The parts are slightly singed, but adequate. I will need more, however.
There's another one. Taking it down.
Could you blow the next one up a bit less violently, please?
Last one.
Nebula hardware integration complete. Please proceed to the force field at your convenience. ready to interface with Nebula controls.
Let's do this. Drop the force field.
If there's anything else you wish to explore or investigate in this area, I strongly recommend doing so now.
'73Q, can you stream visuals to base?
Patching you in.